But I really want to talk about this lady who's attacking Elon Musk because what she's proposed is the most, it's the most, one of the most insane things I've ever heard. Basically, unions wanted to make sure that everybody was working at the company so that the union could pressure them to join the union. Because in California, for the most, my understanding is, if you get hired to a company that's a union, you got to join the union.
Okay.
I hate that.
And you have to pay union dues and all that.
Yep.
Okay.
Imagine getting a law passed where you can force people to pay your organization. That's messed up. I hate it.
Yeah,
I don't want to have anything to do with your
pretty
organization.
messed up.
If you want the job, you got to do it. That may not be true. I don't know exactly if California has that law, but a lot of places do. There's a lot of lawsuits popping up where people are suing, saying I shouldn't have to join your union to work here.
Okay.
And so I think they're winning in some of these places. But
well, I mean, why would it be? I know it's forcing anyone to do anything is the problem that you have with it, right? But I always was going under the assumptions that unions were a good thing, right? They protected your rights.
Maybe 100 years, maybe 70, 80 years ago.
So you don't think we even need unions anymore?
We need collective bargaining.
Okay.
Unions are messed up. Bad.
Okay.
There are some good unions for sure, but like what it's become is you get these. I'm not gonna name some of these because they're just like shakedown organizations that'll sue me if I say their names. But they go to media companies. They convince activists to unionize, not because they need improvements to their benefits or anything like that, but to force all the employees to pay those union dues every month, and then the union can claim we just added 300 new subscribers. Imagine if you could snap your fingers and 300 people were giving you $50 a month or something. It's great. Love that money.
Sounds pretty good.
And what do they really do for you?
Let me try it.
What do they really do for you?
It's not working.
So what we need is legit unions.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge. Like, how do you weed out the corruption and the breakdown of the system? So the initial concept of unions was like really, really great. You had a bunch of really awful conditions and all the people got together and engaged in collective bargaining, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll put it this way. I'm actually extremely pro-union.
Okay.
But my concern is that a lot of the big corporate unions are corrupt and they exploit companies and try and hurt them and things like that. So you end up with people who don't know what they're doing, giving up their rights. Let me tell you, man, I worked for a company. They forced me to join the union, and then I couldn't move at all within the company. It was like all of my opportunity and all of my rights were gone. Because, and whenever I had a problem, I couldn't go to my boss. I couldn't go to the supervisors and be like, yo, I got a problem. They'd go, no, union rep, nope, get out. I can't talk to you about this.
That sucks.
So then I'd have to go to a union rep and then issue my grievance. If I wanted a raise, go to a union rep, and then the rep would say,
what?
Yeah, I don't know, man, whatever.
Seriously?
I'd be like, well, how do we do negotiations, man? They come at the end of the year. Come on, bro. I'm working. So you couldn't do anything.
I'm already getting your paycheck. I don't care.
They don't care.
That's what I hear right now.
So like the issue I take with it is that it got so big that instead of actually defending the rights of people, it just defends the rights of the people who line their pockets with gold.
Yep.
We had people who would run for executive board. They'd be making an extra $20,000 a year because the union is basically pays them.
That sounds
they
like
do nothing for you.
That sounds like the problem with most positions of power. It's always the same thing.
Yep.
Whoever gets to the power, they're like, oh, this power's pretty good. My bank account's looking pretty fantastic. I don't really care about my morals anymore. My bank account. Look at my bank account.
They never cared.
Look at my bank account, though. It's like, that's important.
Got to take care of me and my own, they would say. That's the thing. That's why, like, for me, running these companies, we were talking about, I don't know if we talked about Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks.
Yeah, we did.
And he's like union busting.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Nah. You know what it is? It's funny because he's supposed to be a progressive. My attitude is this. I'll give you honest advice. I think the problem with unions, but if you want to come to me and tell me you're going to unionize, I'm going to be like, hey, man, you do your thing. Like, if you want to jump into a well head first, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to stop you, man. I'm all about freedom and liberty. So you do what you got to do. And I just think it's detrimental to the individuals.
Okay.
A lot of people don't get it. They don't get it. You're giving up so much to it. It really depends. It's the point, right? It's like I was mentioning. It's corrupt organizations that lock you down, take your money, and hold you back. Especially at, to be honest, like especially at a company like the Young Turks, they're not that big. They're pretty big.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to be involved in the union
What's
personally.
pretty big? Like 30, 50, employees?
No, I'm talking 100, thousands.
Oh, they have 1,000.
No. Young Turks probably has 100 or something,
okay.
if that.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm saying, they're not very big.
Right.
So that's the kind of company where you can walk up to Cenk and be like, yo, here's what I need and here's what I want. The union gets involved. You can never do that again. I mean, you probably could, you know, because it's still not that big.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man, I've worked at companies that have dealt with this stuff, and it's like you lose that freedom to shine. They cut off the tall grass. It locks you down. It basically straps everyone's ankles together, which can be a good thing for the people who can't swim. So look, think about it this way. You got 100 people all in the ocean. Mm-hmm. You got 20 of them who can't swim, 20 of them who can swim really, really well, and the rest are average. You chain everyone together, and the really great swimmers are being held down by everyone else, and the really bad swimmers are being held up by everyone else.
Okay.
I personally don't want someone chained to my leg.
That sounds horrible.
That's how I view it. Yeah. That's my view of it.
Okay.
But that's why I'm saying, like, if someone came to me and they were like, I think we want to do this, I'd be like, go for it.
Yep.
I don't care.
Keep me out of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I run the company. I run my company. I'm not going to. That's a thing, right? When I worked for these companies, I was straight up like, nah, I don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to that Lorena Gonzalez woman, the most detrimental, devastating thing about what she ended up pushing with AB5. It's like you have people who do writing for a bunch of different outlets, right?
Okay.
Someone might be like, I write about food for food.food. I write about news for news.news, and I write about sports for sports.sports.
Okay.
So you've got 3 clients that you work for.
Okay.
Like basically, it's like you're a fruit vendor, and every day you have a company who says, I will buy a satchel of oranges, and another guy buys apples, and another guy buys mangoes. Because of this bill, they've basically said you can no longer deliver these products to your customers. So like, what do you do? Do you like form an LLC then, and now you're officially a company providing deliverables? They've basically just said, let's say you have 3 different websites you write for,
Okay.
and a lot of people had multiple sites they were writing for. They all got their contracts severed because of this lady. Mm-hmm. So then, what's the point? Now I have to beg one of those companies to hire me, and my company gets shut down? That's insane. That's empowering the big corporations, empowering venture capital, and empowering big, corrupt unions.
It seems to be the way everything's moving. Just Walmart's taking over everything.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean,
Amazon.
Talking about the lockdown and what Tesla's doing, we are seeing a bunch of small shops now defy the orders and like F you, basically.
Yeah.
Because a local, like a local shoe store can't be open. Walmart, no problem. Walmart sells shoes.
Yeah.
Gardening supplies, closed. Walmart, open. So there was like a weird loophole where it's like, if you sell booze, you can stay open. So if you're a gardening shop, make sure you get a liquor license and sell a small case of beer. That way you can't get shut down ever again. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But the bigger issue is that big box stores, major corporations, were basically immune.
Yep.
So all these lockdowns did was empower massive conglomerates.
Yeah, I'm sure they made a killing, man.
Yep. Well, they're losing a lot of money, but it's like they're not sinking.
Every
so
single
much.
time I went into any store over the past 2 months, it was like Sam's Club or Walmart. I mean, those are the few places that were open. Mad people, full carts. Every single person I saw was just a packed cart.
Well, because you can't go anywhere else anymore.
Exactly.
So it used to be like, I'll go to Walmart and pick up some paper towels, bread, milk, and eggs, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go there and get shoes, a new TV, a controller for my PlayStation. So GameStop's out.
Yep.
They're already struggling.
I mean, but
they're
I can't
big,
believe
too.
GameStop was actually still around anyway.
Yeah, because we just order stuff. Go to Best Buy.
I just download my games.
But it's the small businesses.
Yeah.
The people who did specialty jobs. Mm-hmm. That's what we're seeing. It's the weirdest thing to see this like a tribal issue where it's like we want to destroy small business and we want everyone to work for someone else. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, I don't get that.
If you run your own company, you're fine. Well, let's get over to the next bit where it gets even crazier. Talking about the lockdown orders and all that stuff. We have this tweet.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
From Bill Malugan. The LA County Sheriff says video surveillance shows inmates at a jail in Castaic sharing a water bottle, then rubbing the same mask on their faces to purposefully infect themselves with COVID-19.
Oh my goodness.
Because they thought it would force their release. 21 end up infected. Well, they got what they wanted. Now, could you imagine if they actually arrested Elon Musk?
Yeah.
They're not going to do it.
But they're out there thinking like,
some people want to.
Well,
there was one person that tweeted
bet. I'm serious.
There was one person that tweeted like, I agree, arrest Elon Musk. It's like a weird tribal thing.
Wow.
Yeah. They're not going to, but they did arrest that
not.
salon owner in Dallas.
Yeah, and then they forced them to let her go.
Intervention from conservatives got her out. She made like $500,000 on a GoFundMe or something.
Good for her.
Yeah, great. So at the same time,
She was a boss. I gotta just say, she was a boss to that judge.
But think about how insane this is. Dallas released like 1,000 county jail inmates.
Insane.
Because
it was Dallas that she got arrested.
Yep, same. What? So we talked about this before.
What is going on?
The last time we talked about this, I was like, I don't think it's the same jurisdiction. Let's be fair. No, it was.
It was.
Dallas released like 1,000 jail inmates and then put her in.
That is embarrassing.
That's insanity.
Yeah, all right. That's probably a better word.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.